Wow, we're live. That's exciting. Now, my only question, I am such a stickler for like proper framing. Like, does everything look okay? Oh, God. You know what I have an issue with? Here's my issue. All right, here's the issue. Interesting. Wow. Okay. That's creepy. Doesn't make a difference. Okay. Anyway, hi guys. I am live. Huh. Trying to figure this out. Here's what we're going to do. Here's what I'm going to do. I guess. All right, whatever. Anyway, hi. Oh, what are we doing? It is Thursday, October 30th, the day before Halloween. All Hallows Eve. Doesn't my skin look good? I did that Fraxel laser a week ago today. It was last Thursday morning. And it's all, I haven't shaved today, but I am going to shave later, and it's going to look great because I'm going to make some Instagram content to talk about it. And I have a chia seed between my teeth. All right. Anyway, just checking in, and was having a thought or two. I look younger. Was having a thought or two about uniforms specifically. Like some people, some of our most successful people have, I don't need that lamp on. Some of our most successful people wear a uniform. They go by, they live and work by a uniform. I'm thinking of Tom Ford, Giorgio Armani, Steve Jobs, Tom Brown. There are others I'm not thinking of. In fact, pipe up in the comments with notable people who wear a uniform. Yeah. And they seem to be David Lynch wore a uniform. Good point. And the uniform is very simple. And I think a uniform enables us to, how do I want to put it? A uniform enables us to work effectively, knowing that, like, I find it very useful to, I'm going to just adjust my chair. How's that? Because it's driving me slightly crazy. So I like a nice even frame here. Look at me working out dumb tech shit because I don't really have anything else to do. I like a uniform because, I know that I look fine. At the very least, I look fine. In some rooms, I might look really good. And I can focus on what's important. I can get on with the day. I can think about it. It's not to say that I don't care about style, fashion, looking nice, because I do. That would be inaccurate. But I don't know. I think like Anna Wintour wears a uniform. It's the same dress. It's just a different color or pattern, but it's essentially the same dress. I mean, she's really kind of she's got a signature silhouette. If you notice, if you pay attention, and she's had the same hair for decades. Like, I saw this play on Broadway years ago. This was in the 90s. Terrence McNally wrote this play. It was kind of like a Valentine to the opera singer, Maria Callas. and an actress named Zoe Caldwell originated the role, and then it was continued by Patti LuPone, and then Dixie Carter. I didn't see Zoe Caldwell, but I did see Patti LuPone do it, and I saw Dixie Carter do it. And there's this one point in the play where she is basically, we, the audience, are in this play, and she's teaching a master class, and we're the class. And she says to, she brings one of the students who is in the play, brings one of the students to the stage, and, she's wearing a very inappropriate sort of like gown. And she says something about, there's a great piece in the show about how you have to have a look. You need to have a look. Something about your hair, your clothes, you got to find a look and find something that suits you. Maria Callas had a look. She was very glamorous. Steve Jobs had a look. Giorgio Armani had a look. It was usually blue. He kind of eased into a uniform later in his life and career. It was like a blue t-shirt, blue pants. He always looked like very heightened, upscale athleisure. But even in his jacketed modes, they were unstructured, almost leisure jackets or blue suits. But when he was a suit and tie kind of a person, it was definitely a uniform. Tom Ford wears a uniform, that black suit, the white shirt, and the black tie, and great black shoes. Clean, simple, not complicated. And these are people who are very busy. They lead very busy lives. They run their respective empires. They don't have time to reach into their closet and fuck around and feel, oh, said this, that, who do I want to be today? Like, they know who they are. They know what they're doing, but they have to look good. And so they go in, they've got it all figured out, and they boom. You can kind of reach into your closet blindfolded and pull something out and not fuck it up. Like, that's kind of the goal, right? And I love uniform dressing for that. And I think about it all the time. I'm really kind of down to a uniform. At home, like if you're watching me and not listening, I'm in a faded blue polo shirt from J. Crew that I've had for a long time. This thing's been washed and worn a million. I don't know how many years old this is. Anyway, this. When it's not this, and this is when I'm at home, I typically wear a white t-shirt and jeans. I'm wearing jeans now at home. And when I go out, I'm in like boots and a jacket. When I'm out and about, navy suit, white shirt, or light blue shirt, and a blue tie, typically solid. I love the look. I kind of like to wear blue the way Tom Ford wears black. That's my preferred mode. And that's my uniform. When I was in a suit and tie every day working as a concierge for the cosmetic dermatologist for Dr. Anilick, that was my uniform. I have, if you look in my closet, I've got, I don't know, almost a dozen suits, maybe not that many, maybe 10. And they're dark, with two exceptions. They're dark and solid. The light ones, I have a tan cotton sort of canvas suit. Cotton canvas. It's more like a cotton linen blend. Casual suit, like I can machine wash it and drip dry. And I don't iron it. I like the wrinkledness of it. Tan for the summer. And I also have a tan linen suit that I wear. It's so cool. And I wear it a few times in the summer, weather permitting. But other than that, everything else is dark and solid. I do have one Glen plaid suit, dark, subtle Glen plaid gray suit. But like you can't tell it's a plaid or a pattern until like you're up close to it. But I'm a big fan of the uniform. So at home, when I'm out and about, it's typically white t-shirt or a navy blue t-shirt, jeans, and boots. When I go out, like to walk the dog or to the corner store to grab lunch or something like that. When I go out on the town, depends on where I'm going. Sometimes I will wear a jacket, like a tailored, like a blazer, a t-shirt or like a loose shirt or a dress shirt with a tie and jeans, like that kind of look, depending on where I'm going, or a full-on suit. My preference is a suit. Like I'm going back into that. because we're all so casual, and I don't give a shit. Like, I think you got to elevate your situation. So look like something, you know. Um, hmm, yeah, anything but. I would be really happy, and I think other people in general would be like ultimately in the long run a little happier and feel better about themselves if we weren't all dressing in toddler clothes, sweatpants, athleisure. And I get it. I've been stuck in that mode occasionally. Working from home really makes it working from home makes it very easy to wear elastic waistbands and put on weight without noticing it. Um, One of the great things about wearing tailored clothing is that if you put on so much as a pound, you can feel it, and it's a great way to sort of regulate your weight. I have the experience to know this, but yeah, since I've been home, working from home, casual all the time from home, I've put on weight. Not a good look, right? And so it's back to fitness and all of that stuff. Tim Gunn is a good one for a couple of people have brought up that name. Tim Gunn is a good example of someone who wears a uniform, but Tim is a little bolder in his choices than I, but Tim likes a window pane pattern or a pinstripe or a chalk stripe. I'm a little more, I'm a little plainer, but Tim definitely has a uniform and it's always elegant. It's always clean. Yeah, he looks really clean, shaven and groomed and all the good things. Speaking of groomed, I'm getting a haircut. Am I? No, I'm not late. Joan Rivers. Barbara brings up Joan Rivers here. Yes, she had a uniform. I used to work for Joan, and we used to call it the blank canvas. It was a black top and like tuxedo pants or a skirt. Um, and it would be like a tank top or a t-shirt or a white shirt, depended. But black t-shirt or tank, black pants, and a good heel, and then a tailored jacket. And that tailored jacket was often something out of her own QVC collection or something even more special like a Chanel or a Dolce. Yeah, she liked Dolce, she liked Chanel. And then she would pile on the jewelry. Like Joan Rivers had a uniform. That's a great example, actually. Joan had a uniform. Later in life, she kind of fell into one and it worked. Like you find a formula that enables you to, you don't have to think too hard every day. It's very simple. I mean, of course, Joan had help with clothes, as all famous busy people with assistants do. But it was basically the same thing, just in different colors and different combinations of jewelry. Like she would have the earrings, she would pile on the neck stuff, and then wrist things. But everything underneath that was very simple, very simple. So yeah, I like that. My favorite personal reference for uniform wear would be probably Tom Ford. Although Tom likes a lot of shirt cuff showing. That's not my thing. I like quarter to a half an inch of shirt cuff. Barbara, you've got her B pins. Those are great. Good for you. Joan was famous for those B pins. They're great. But I like Tom's look. It's very tailored and clean and simple. You know who else has a great uniform? One of my idols in the restaurant business, a guy named Jeremy King. He's an Englishman. He's a restaurateur in London and owns currently Arlington, which is where his old restaurant Caprice used to be. I've been there. And then the Park in London. And I think there's a third one in the works, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, Jeremy King is a legend. And he wears a uniform and he's always in a suit and he always looks great. And he sets a really good example. I'm loving the old school because the frumpy schlumpy really kind of, yes, Jeremy King does have a book coming out. It's called Without Reservations or Without Reservation, singular. I don't remember. Let's find out, shall we? Let's see. Jeremy King book. I'm going to find out right now. Jeremy King book. Without Reservation, single. Without Reservation, Lessons from a Life in Restaurants. Huh. Yeah, he had the ivy. Fantastic. Yeah, I guess it's on Amazon. And there is the book, Without Reservation. He's so handsome, Jeremy King, really. I mean, just you can't really touch that. Elegant. Mhm. Let's see, I love dressing up for anything, volunteered for the Twin Cities Film Festival, and was always looking like I had a film coming out. As you should. Elevate it. You know, we all have the power to elevate the situation with our clothes, and it doesn't have to be expensive. I love it when people throw the expensive argument at me, and it's because it's just not I love it. It's actually a little boring because it's so easy to shoot it down. You can get it's not about money, it's about choices. If you've got the money for like Under Armour or Lululemon, guess what else you got the money for? Um, there's a couple other brands out there that are just like they really capitalize on people's desire to be as comfortable as a toddler. Um, I love comfortable clothes as much as anybody, but if they fit well or if they're tailored well, they're very comfortable. Another one who wears a uniform, oh my god, how can I forget? Bill Nye, daddy. Bill Nye has a uniform. Alfred Hitchcock had a uniform. Bill Nye's uniform, he's a little tieless lately. He's kind of fallen into that, but he always looks great. He's got a dress shirt, open collar, it's like opened one button, a nice fitting jacket, a blazer, and nice pants and good shoes. Always wears socks. Sometimes Bill wears a suit, but Bill wears a uniform. Bill Nye wears a uniform. So, and I would imagine Bill's wardrobe is not as large as one might be led to believe because I think his choices are very clean and simple. So that's just the point. I just wanted to sort of work out some thoughts I'm having for a potential piece I might write or revisit about wearing a uniform and how much I appreciate a good uniform, how valuable I think it is. I think uniforms are very valuable because when you find a uniform that works for you, you it enables you to know you don't have to worry about it. It's one less decision you've got to make on the given day. I remember when Obama was president, I think he was early in his presidency, and um, he mentioned how he got rid of all of the suits except for the navy and the gray ones, and then there was that tan one that looked fucking great, but because it was one less decision he had to worry about on a given day. And if you're a busy person, unless you are a person of fashion, you are fashion and you're known to be that person, like you're a dandy or what have you, by all means, take the hour that you want to get dressed or whatever, however long it takes. Fine. Um, but if you're someone who doesn't have the time, you're busy, and you want to be effective and efficient, but you also give a good goddamn what you look like because you should, a uniform is helpful. So finding something that works, whether it's a suit and tie, or like Bill Nye without the tie, or look at Steve Jobs, kind of not that he was the only guy who would wear a mock turtleneck and dad jeans and sneakers, but he became the guy who Tim God, why am I always Steve Jobs? I'm always stumbling on that. Some of you may know, the youngs may not. Steve Jobs went through a period where he was a bow tie dandy. Go back in like I want to say the late 80s, maybe early 90s. Steve Jobs was a bow tie dandy. He looked like an Ivy League, Wall Street Ivy League nerd. Like he was a bow tie dandy and could have gone that way. If Steve Jobs had fully committed to that look, that would have been his look and it would have been fantastic. Instead, he went to the mock turtleneck thing. Not my preference, but it was an effective uniform. And I love that. Scott Galloway, t-shirts, hoodies. Like he looks like a surfer dude, bro. Dude, bro. It's his uniform though. you know? Like, I can outside of the bald head, I can spot Scott from down the block, you know what I mean? Like, I know that silhouette. Slim jeans or shorts. He's got the skinniest legs. Slim jeans and a t-shirt because he's got those broad shoulders. So, yeah. Um, so something for all of us to think about. Enjoy wearing a uniform. Find a uniform, find a look, and jump in. That's what I say. Tomorrow's Halloween. Speaking of uniforms, we're going to see a lot of confused prostitutes on the street, girls who are wearing sexy witch, sexy nurse, sexy whatever, when what they really want to be is a prostitute. And a lot of guys doing the bare minimum. That's what we're going to see. Like, we're going to see a lot of straight dudes doing the bare minimum on Halloween that makes you scratch your head and go, really, dude? Yeah, we're going to see a lot of that. Diane Keaton had a uniform. Annie Hall gave her a uniform. The movie for this Halloween, I was thinking about The Orphanage last night. So maybe it might be The Orphanage. La Orfanada. It's a Spanish movie. It's so good. It's so good. Spanish with subtitles. Jenny Blitz says, good hair day. Thank you. I'm going to get it cut in a couple of hours. Yeah, in a couple of hours. I'm very excited. So it might be The Orphanage, Joe Faria. I don't know. Yes, I'm getting my hair cut because I hate having to deal with hair. I really hate it. If I were struck by a sudden case of balding or hair thinning, oh my God, I would be so relieved. Like, if I had to shave my head, I would be so relieved. So relieved. I have a friend, my friend Dennis is bald for the most part. He's got a little scruff that he shaves. Like, you know, guys have it around like the back, like the sides into the back, and there's the baldness on the top generally. Scott Galloway, same thing. Scott's not totally bald. Like, there is hair growth, but it's like he's naturally bald all on the top. Everything else he has to shave off. Like, if I were struck with that, I would buzz it off right now. I would end this video and go buzz it off right now. I loathe the task of hair and dealing with it. That's why, you know, when I get my hair cut, the rule is the result must yield me 30-second hair. When I get out of the shower and it's dry and I put a little like pomade in it or cream, I got to be done with it in 30 seconds. I don't have the time. I don't have the interest. Fuck that. And it's got to look really good. Yeah. Like the haircut. I don't always hit it out of the park though, but it is what it is. But look at, yeah, Jenny, it's too much of a pain in the ass. You're very nice to say that, and I appreciate that. You know who had a great, I admire Daniel Craig's James Bond haircuts, the course of them. Like, it was super short in Skyfall, was it? Yeah. Where it was like really tight, but groomed and clean. It makes sense for James. It makes sense for Bond because he was military. He was British Navy. But Quantum of Solace, there was a little bit more length. And same with Casino Royale. But Skyfall, short. Might have even been shorter in I gotta look at pictures of like Spectre. But let's see. You saw Del Toro's Frankenstein. Very worth seeing. Robust, elegant, sweeping. Good to know. I'm planning on seeing it, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. So, yeah, I like the monster movies. What was the oh shit? What was the one that came out last year with Bill Skarsgård and Johnny Depp's little girl? That really great monster movie. Oh shit! Somebody help me with the title. What was it? Come on, viewers. Nosferatu. I knew you'd come through. That was excellent. That was excellent. Nosferatu, that might be the movie tonight, a good monster movie. Yeah, that was excellent. I had very sort of I didn't have low expectations, I had no expectations when I went in to see Nosferatu. I remember enjoying the trailer. I thought, "Okay, this could be a fun ride," and I sat there 20 minutes in, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be great." Yeah, did not disappoint. You know what? Nosferatu might be tonight's movie. Yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great Thursday. It's rainy here, ugly, gross, boring, ugh, and that's all I know. All right. I adore you guys. Thank you so much for sticking around. Thank you to all of you who've gone to Patreon at patreon.com. And I'm enjoying this format. I mean, I'm in my bedroom office right now. I live a sort of a hotel suite lifestyle where the desk is not far from the bed, like a hotel suite. And that's the life I'm living here. Um, but I'll work on the aesthetics. A different backdrop, perhaps? We'll see. But I'm being lit by the dimmable desk lamp in front of me. I just point it upwards right at my face. And that's my iPhone. Here's my MacBook right in front of me. Here's my USB mic that I can travel with. And I've got an iPad right here, right there. This is my empire. Anyway, and then the film on All Hallows Eve. I got to think about that. But tonight, Nosferatu, like a good monster movie. All right, I love you guys. Thanks, and also to support, you can drop money here at on YouTube, which I appreciate. YouTube has been very good for creators, not just me, for other people, and not just me, by the way. Support artists, creators, writers, podcasters who do work that you enjoy. Big believer. Like, I'm a supporter of Heather Cox Richardson. I think she does great work on Substack. I follow some Patreon people like the War on Cars kids. Andy Borowitz, the Borowitz Report on Substack. Substack's been great for creators. I have built up such a mailing list and following on my own blog and on other channels. Like, doing Substack was just like an extra heavy lift I shouldn't have to deal with. Like, I've already accumulated, a nice following of you nice people elsewhere. But anyway, thank you for wherever you're tracking me, and I'll talk to you guys later.